Welcome to Info 309 Application Assignment 1, Part 2. This is our second lab session. In this session, we're going to have a quick review of Wikispaces. We'll introduce Wix, which is our website creation tool that we'll be using in the second and third parts of the assignment. We'll talk a bit more about Assignment 2 and 3. And we'll have some hands-on activities to prepare you for Assignment 2 and 3. So as a review, in our first lab session, we created new wiki pages. All of you created student wiki pages in our class wiki. We learned how to create two different types of links, the wiki links and the external links. And we learned how to embed videos using YouTube. Okay, and that assignment you were to learn by doing, so you chose a skill in Wikispaces that you were going to demonstrate. You practiced that skill so that you could record a video and share it with your peers. And you could also learn from others by clicking on their videos and learning how to do new things in the wiki. For assignment 1, you're encouraged to view your classmates' wiki pages to look at how they set up their submissions, how they did their screencasts. You were encouraged to learn from their work, and through the grading that was done, you could also improve your work for part 2 if you weren't sure, you didn't like the way you formatted it, you liked the way somebody else did it. You looked at some of the comments, the grading comments in Blackboard, and avoided some of the pitfalls that you may have been subject to in the first part of the assignment. On the Wikispaces page called Web Tools Introduction, there were some tips for better screencasts. In part 2, you'll be doing another screencast, so you may want, if you were marked off for any issues, you may want to go through these tips again. You were encouraged to create a rehearsal script so that as you recorded your screencast, you knew where to go, step 1, step 2, etc. Your rehearsal script could also serve as the beginning of your text directions, which was also part of that assignment that you put right onto your wiki page. You're encouraged to be short and sweet, not too short, but not to run over 5 minutes, and to get to the point basically. Make sure that your pace is slow enough so that people can follow along with you. Making sure that your voice recording synchronized with what you were doing on the screen. So don't get ahead of yourself and start talking about the next step when you haven't gotten there in your recording. So let's go ahead and introduce Wix. Let's take a quick look at Wix. Okay, this is www.wix.com. Okay, in your wiki page, under the Web Tools Introduction area, if you slide down a little bit, it talks a little bit about Wix, and the link for Wix is right here. This is also where you'll find that information for your high quality screencasts, and a link for Screencast-O-Matic, which is what I'm using to create this video. First of all, you need to create an account in Wix. Okay, there's a login sign up area. You're going to click on that. It will open up by default the login. You guys probably don't have accounts in Wix, so you're going to click on create a new account, and in the sign up area it's going to ask for an email and password. If you run into any issues when you're trying to sign up, some students were getting a communication error. It actually said in red communication error. if you get that, you should just keep trying. Just keep, clicking go. It's also recommended that you do not use Internet Explorer. So if you're in Internet Explorer, you have Firefox or Chrome, you should probably go ahead and log into one of those two, because Wix doesn't seem to play very nice with Internet Explorer. Okay, so you're going to put in an email and password. I'm going to go ahead and create a new account using one of my junk mail accounts. Froggykitty.com, FroggyKitty@gmail.com, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in a password and click go. Once you're logged in and you've created an account, it starts with this start area. Go ahead and click over here on the side this go button. Once you're in here, you're going to, they have a lot of really nice templates, but for this assignment for part 2 and part 3, you're going to go ahead and click on blank template. For this demonstration, we're going to go ahead and click on the blank template for Flash. They also have HTML5, which is the technology that is replacing Flash. Flash is actually kind of going the way of the dinosaur. It's not going to be supported in the near future. But for our assignment, we're going to go ahead and go to the Flash blank template. Go ahead and click Edit. I'm resizing my editor. The editor opens up and it takes up your entire screen. So don't worry when it does that. I just resized it so that it appears here in the screencast area. It opens up to this Wix editor. Welcome. When you open it up later on, it might show some kind of ad trying to get you to upgrade from their free to their premium. You can just go ahead and click the X box and make that go away. Okay, so in Wix we have some hands-on activities we're going to do. We've already done task 1, sign up with a new account. We've already done task 2, create your Wix site from a blank template. We're going to go in and change the background of your Wix site. We're going to add some pages, add a menu, and then we're going to publish your site. Okay, so let's go back to the editing pane. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the background. Okay, so let's go over here. A lot of your navigation is here on the left side. A lot of the skills that you can choose for your second assignment are going to be in here. Music and video, galleries, text, clip art, page parts, navigation, widgets. But for now we're going to go to the background area and click Master Page. This will open up a new menu over here where we can choose different backgrounds. Do a quick search for Sky, S-K-Y. You just type it in here and click the little icon. The very first one that comes up is called Sky Blue, and we're going to go ahead and click on that. When you click on it, it will apply the sky blue template to your site. Okay, so go ahead and close the background. Okay, now you've changed the background in your page. We're going to go ahead and learn really quickly how to adjust the background. You'll see here you have this main pages tab and a box connected to it that extends. It's a nice rectangle. It doesn't cover the whole page. what you want to do is go ahead and click outside that main pages box, and you get this menu that's called the shape menu. Okay, this is making changes to the background, and let's go ahead and change color. We're not going to actually change the color, but we're going to play around with the gradient area here. Okay, so you'll notice that the sky blue has a dark blue, kind of turquoise blue at the top, and as it goes down the page, it has a gradient that gets lighter and lighter until it's a white at the bottom. Okay, here you can adjust the gradient. We're going to go ahead and go under this click gradient area, and this dark blue handle, we're going to click on it, hold it down, and drag it across so that it is right next to the white one. And you'll notice that what it's done is it's pulled down the dark part so the gradient is much lower on the page. Go ahead and click OK when you're finished. Now we've changed the background. Okay. Once you've changed the background, now let's go ahead and add some pages. Okay. Kind of skip ahead in my slides a bit. Now we're going to go ahead and add pages. First, you want to make sure that the main pages area is selected, which we already have. Then you're going to click Add Page in the Page Manager. Okay, so your My Website is selected in the Page Manager. There's a button over here on the side that says Add Page. Go ahead and click on that. The Add Page gives you another menu that gives you a bunch of different page layouts. There's About pages and 5 different types. There are services and 3 different types of services, 2 row, 3 column. There's Contact Us, and there's the minimal, large, and map. Site content, including a page for articles, news, frequently asked questions, and just general text. Different types of galleries. Galleries are ways of displaying multiple pictures. We have portfolios, slideshow, slider, and matrix, which are again another way of displaying images. We have multimedia, feedback, which is a guest book, and some storefronts for e-commerce, as well as just a blank page. The first page we're going to slide back up and go back up to the About area, and we're going to go ahead and select About 1. You can leave the title to About, but if you want to change it, you can change it right here before you actually hit OK. So we're going to select About and the About 1 layout, and then go ahead and click OK. What you get once you click OK is a generic About page. It's utilizing, you'll notice that here under your website you have your home page and your About page. It's utilizing the same background that we set up in our master page area, right? And it has text boxes with some generic text. If you look at that generic text, you'll notice that it's not even in English. So you want to make sure that you change it. It's like a generic Latin. And then there's a space for a photo. When you click on it, you can change the photo. You can do different effects and things. When you click on, actually double click in here, selecting the text, where you can go in and make changes to the text. When you click on that, you actually get up here a text pane where you can add hyperlinks. You can make changes to the text, the colors, things like that. Okay. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add another page. The next page we're going to add is a services page. And we're going to add a 3-column services page. So let's go back to the editor. Again, we're going to go to the page manager area and click on add page. Go down to the services under the 3 column services. We leave the default name and click OK. Now again, this is a way of, and they call it services, it could be products, where you can have different columns of the categories of products or services that you have. Text for each one of those, as well as pictures that represent them. It's all generic until you go in and start making changes to it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add a contact us page next. This is going to be the minimal contact us. And go back to our editing web page area. Go to the page manager and click add page. And then go down to contact us and add a minimal contact us. We'll leave the title at default and click OK. Here it says contact. It has generic, generic title, generic contact information, an image. There's different types of contact information, but this is just the one that we're choosing for this demonstration. Then we're going to go down, and the last page we're going to put is under site content, and it's the frequently asked questions or FAQ page. So let's go back to our editor. Click add page. Slide down to site content and click on frequently asked questions or FAQ. You could change this if you wanted to frequently asked questions. We're going to, right now for the demonstration, we're just going to go ahead and leave it at default. And again, it's a generic frequently asked questions page. It has a scrolling text bar number. It kind of gives you a format where you have numbered questions with paragraph answers. It's all generic, but you can make changes to any of it if you double click on different parts of the page. Okay, let's go ahead and now the second to the last thing we're going to go ahead and do is add a navigation bar. Wix calls the navigation a menu. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into the page group area, click add menu. Okay, there's different types of menus that you can add: vertical, horizontal, thumbnail, different controllers. We're going to go ahead and add a horizontal menu or navigation to this sample site. Go ahead and click the one down here, the offset. You need to click on the image, not the name. Once you click on it, it gives you a little check mark to show you that that's the one that you have, and we can go ahead and close the add menu box. And you'll notice down here we have the navigation. So right now we're on the frequently asked questions. I can click to the home page, the about, services, contact us, frequently asked questions. Okay, you always need to have some kind of navigation so that users can easily go from one page to another. Okay, and now the very last thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and publish the website. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to my editor. Let's come back up a little bit. You have options, these options at the very, very top of your editor: the file, edit, arrange, settings, preview, save, publish. Those are all options for your entire website. Okay, so over here there's a save option. You can save your work. I think it forces you to publish at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and click publish. It asks you to give a name for your website. The site address is always going to start with wix.com / your username / the name that you give it. So here I'm just going to put sample. Oops, if I can spell it right, sorry. Sample. very last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and publish the web page. This means that it will be live on the internet. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our editing pane. Now, at the very top of the editing pane, you'll notice that there is a whole toolbar up here. File, edit, arrange, things like that. Settings, preview, save, publish. These are actions that you can perform on your entire web page, all of the pages and everything. So let's go ahead and click the publish button. When you publish, the site address always starts with www.wix.com / your username / the name that you give it here. So I'm just going to go ahead and name this sample and then click OK. Okay. Now my site is online. I can click this. This is the site address. I can click go. It's going to go ahead and open that up. And it's going to show me my live site. Okay. If you close out of that, you're done editing. You've saved it and published it. When you log back in, if you go here under My Account, this is where you can see your web pages, your websites, and you can create another website if you want to use for your second and third part of your assignments. When you want to, if you just click on the image of it, it's going to go right to preview. But if you click edit, it will open that editing pane again, and you'll be able to make changes to it. And again, you know, if this is kind of a little add thing here. Okay, you'll be able to make changes to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back and take a look at the second and third assignment. Let's actually talk a little bit about the second and third assignment. Okay. For assignment 2, you've all been placed on the wiki in different groups. There's group 1, actually these are backwards. Group 1 is actually the files, the background, pics, page manager, settings, things like that. So let's actually just go ahead and go to, this is the assignment sheet. This actually is under your assignment sheets part 2. Wiki skills sign up. It talks about what you're supposed to do, and then you click on the part 2 wiki space skills assignment area, and you'll notice it says groups on that they're actually categories. This isn't groups, it's all individual work that you'll be doing. I placed everybody in different categories. Category 1 is my files, background, text, page manager, or settings. These are all different things you can do on the web page. Let me go ahead and go back to the editor really quick, and I can kind of show you what some of these categories are, so that when you're choosing your skills, it's a little easier. Have to wait for it to move. So I'm here. If you go to add, right, you have different page parts. If you want to do some of that, there's settings up here. Text is in the first one, so there's different things you can do with text. Background, any background changes. You probably don't want to do changing the color of the background unless it's a specific color. Page manager and different settings that are in there, so you can, you know, go over here back to like the page, you know, kind of the manager over here where you're making changes to different pages doing things. Okay, that all comes under the category 1. If you're going to do something with the background in category 1, please be really specific. Tell me what type of background. Are you going to do a gradient background? Are you going to do some kind of animated background? Whatever. You have to be specific because there's a lot of people in this group. You know, there's more than one person in the group, and we want to make sure there's enough skills to go around. Category 2 is galleries and clip art. Let's go ahead and go back to Wix and take a look at that. Okay, so when you go to add, there's galleries. All right, there's all of these different categories, and when you click on these different categories of galleries, like the carousel, there's different types of carousel: game, rounded, full text, whatever. If you decide you're going to do a gallery in Wix, when you're doing that gallery, you want to make sure that you're specific about what gallery you're doing. Don't just tell me that you want to do a carousel gallery, but tell me that you want to do a rounded or sketch carousel. Be specific when you're posting your skill. Okay? There's different galleries, right? In each one of these, you know, there's more than one type, so be specific. If you're going to do the clip art, right? There's different types of clip art here for silhouettes. You know, there's basic. Be specific again. You're going to do clip art, and you're going to do shapes, and you're going to do a basic circle or whatever. You know, animations. There's different types of animations, dancers, toys, video effects, whatever. You have to be specific. Tell me you're going to add an animation clip art, and it's going to be a cigarette video effect or whatever. If you're not specific, I will ask you to be specific when you're posting. Category 3 is music and video. If you find yourself in music and video, let's go ahead and go back to the editor. Over here under add, there is a music and video section, right? You click on video, there's YouTube, as well, you know, different types of Metacafe. You'll notice here it says search on Metacafe may not work due to technical difficulties, so you probably shouldn't choose Metacafe. There's different video players over here that you can choose. Okay. For the music part, if you click on music, right, you might want to choose a player. And when you choose a player, tell me what type of player you're going to choose. This is probably going to include putting music in the player, whether it is music that's already available on Wix or uploading your own music. Okay. Same thing for the galleries. Actually, for the video, right? You might, you know, enter a URL from YouTube. For the widgets, again, be specific on the widgets. Let's go ahead and go back and take a look at some of the widgets. Again, the widgets are under the add menu over here. Click on widgets. Each one of these types of widgets has more information. There's 3 kinds of RSS widgets. There are multiple types of contact form widgets, so be specific. Say you want to do a contact form and you want to do a DIY round. Or Google Maps, there's only one. Under the HTML widgets, there's a lot of different options. Just like in Wikispaces, there's the blank HTML where you can add blank HTML like embed code. There's also, you know, Facebook Like, Google Plus, LinkedIn, Meebo, right? Again, if you're going to do a widget and it's going to be in HTML, be specific about what type. For this assignment, I'm not going to allow anybody to do more than, I'm not going to allow more than one person to do any skill. Okay, so again, when you've chosen your skill, you're going to go into the Wix Skills sign up page, into the discussion area, click on New Post. In the subject area, please put the name of your skill. In the message area, please put your first and last name, and then go ahead and post. And I'll go through these, and I'll be posting, you know, over time in regards to okaying your skill like I did for the first one. For the second assignment, you're basically going to be doing the same thing you did for part one, where you're going to be learning a skill, recording a video, a screencast that shows you actually demonstrating the skill, and then going to your student page. Once you record the skill and you upload it to Wix, you will post it on your personal wiki page. Click edit, go to the video YouTube, and then embed your YouTube, as well as adding your text here. Once you've done that, you'll need to go back to the assignment sheet, the Part 2 Wix Skills sign up area. When it gets closer to the due date, I will go ahead and enable editing and allow you to create a wiki link from your skill here to your assignment sheet, so that when I go to grade this, I will just have to click on this page and find your assignment very easily. Again, you'll notice that you may have missed some points if you did not do this for assignment 1. You want to make sure that you do it for assignment 2 so that you don't lose any points. Assignment 3, and let's go ahead and go back to the part 3 assignment sheet. We're going to talk more about this in our next lab, which should actually be pretty quick. But for part 3, you're actually going to be creating a website. Okay? In Wix, you can use the website that we created today, or you can go ahead and create a brand new one, right? So if you want to create a new website, you would just go over here to create. You're always going to choose a blank template. You can choose Flash or HTML5. The HTML5 one is actually quite a bit different from Flash, so if you aren't an advanced user, I would probably just go ahead and go back to Flash. You hit edit, it will go right into your editing, and it will create a second website here in your My Account area. Okay, and you can have multiple websites. Here I just have one, but I can create more than one in here. Okay, so if you don't want to use the website we created today with the sky blue background and the 5 pages, you're more than welcome to create a brand new website. Just make sure that it is from scratch, a blank template. Once you're in the blank template, the 5 different pages that we created today, we had your home page, we had an about page, we had a services page, we had a contact us page, and a frequently asked questions. That's a good round number for the number of pages you should have for that third assignment. You don't have to choose the ones that we did, but that's that'll give you a good idea of some of the pages you should probably have in there. I don't really have a limited, kind of you need a minimum amount of 4 pages or 5 pages, but 5 is nice, and these are the different categories here that you will be graded on for that last part. We'll talk about this more in detail. For now, just go ahead and go into the Part 2 Wiki Skills Sign Up area, click on the discussion area, and post in there. And I will get to those posts, and I will reply back and okay your skill.